Hey, what's up? I'm Ga. We're back in Outerplane. We just got a really big update. I got the update notes pulled up so I can, kind of go through everything with you guys in game. But first, we got to talk about some things. I guess we can start off with the new characters. So we have right now Demiurge, Drakon, and we have Epsilon. And then Alice is on rerun. So let's go ahead and go over their kits real quick. I have not pulled for them yet, but starting with the rerun, we got Alice. She is a mage. Basically, she is here for her unbuffable debuff. She's really fast with her exclusive equipment, very popular in PvP right now. Solid character overall. Not sure I could recommend pulling for her though if you don't have her, because her use case is a little niche. It's mostly aimed towards PvP. So next up should be the new Demiurge character, Demiurge Drakon. She is a light defender. And let's go over her abilities real quick, because she is an interesting character, although I'm not really sure where she's going to fit into the game just yet. As a defender, she could be used in, whenever we get the Dark Guild Raid boss, she could be used as a defender there. But let's go ahead and look at her abilities. So her skill 1 deals damage, and then also deals damage based off of 2% of the target's max HP, and all of her attacks scale off of her own HP instead of attack. So what that means is you're going to want to build her HP, not attack. Get an HP percent weapon, get HP percent substats. Basically, build her like a normal character, but instead of where you would normally look for HP, where you would normally look for attack, you look for HP instead. So her skill 2 grants a barrier to all allies and gives her an extra turn. However, it also grants all of your teammates this buff called Show Your Loyalty, where they will be taking damage for Drakon over the next 2 turns. So she's essentially like an inverse defender. Instead of like defending her team defends her. I mean, she still technically defends her team by giving your team a barrier, but your whole team is going to be taking 15% of the damage that Drakon normally would have taken. Then her skill 3 attacks one enemy based off of her own HP instead of attack, and gets stronger the less HP that she has. Now, she also has the ability to completely shut down revives, so if she attacks someone and kills them with this attack, they will not be able to be revived for the rest of the battle. So her chain, it's pretty average. She just does damage based off her health with her dual attack, with her chain skill. It's just more like based off of attack, or based off of HP instead of attack. She's pretty simple. She just trades HP for attack instead, gives your team a shield, and kills revives. It's pretty good, but I think her best thing is probably once she hits 6-star, whenever an ally, including herself, scores a critical hit, she buffs her own priority. So it means she's going to be able to, keep going. She's going to get a good amount of turns, but keep in mind she is also only single target, which could be hit or miss depending on the content that you're using her in. As a Demiurge character, she is going to be strong, but I don't think she's quite as strong as the 2 previous Demiurge characters that we got already. As far as, Demiurge Stella, Demiurge Aste, those 2 characters are incredibly strong, incredibly powerful, and will just absolutely take your account to a new level, whereas Drakon feels more like just a regular banner character. Like, she's super cool, her art is awesome, her model is amazing, But when compared to the other Demiurge characters we have, I don't think she really stacks up to the other two. At least not yet. It is still early. We might find a good use case for her, but for now I would recommend saving your summons, saving your materials, and just kind of hold off on really going all in on her for now. Now the next character we got, I'm pretty much going to say the same thing about. It is Epsilon. So Epsilon has been cursed as a bruiser, which means her base speed is only 98. Not super great for her, and her skills are incredibly niche. Her voice is absolutely obnoxious, but she does look good. So let's go over her skills real quick. So 50% chance to increase accuracy for herself, and if the enemy has a barrier, she does more damage. You're going to see a theme here. Basically all of her attacks are going to do more damage if she's attacking an enemy with a barrier. Very niche. She's rather slow. And I mean, there's not too much more to say. She also debuffs AP, so she might be okay in like PvP maybe, but like AP is not really a thing in PvP. Like you don't really have a whole lot of AP spam. Like you don't really get a whole lot of turns to really build up your AP. In PvE, enemies don't use AP, so her skill 2 is kind of not great, but for the burst effect it does remove buffs, so not entirely terrible. For her burst, attacks all enemies and grants invulnerability to herself for 1 turn and restores her own AP for each enemy hit, which is quite good. And again, if she hits an enemy with a barrier, more damage. So her burst is really good. Her problem is her speed. Now if she were like a attacker striker instead of a bruiser, just throwing this out there turn 1 could be really good, but I feel like she's just kind of held back by her class. For her chain passive, she grants the Find Weakness buff, I guess, which is kind of mid. It increases damage dealt to enemies with break, so kind of okay in PvE, maybe against like some bosses. You use this and then like break the boss, and then you do more damage during break. It could be good. It could be good. For her Transcend, it's just team defense, which is kind of mid. So like this character overall, I can't really recommend summoning for her unless you like the design, because her niche is just so small and her class is not great. She has some unique things about her, but she's not going to be game-changing, game-breaking, like at all. So again, I would recommend saving and not really summoning for this character. But yeah, let's go over the rest of the updates. The first one being really interesting. So Rona got her kit entirely changed. Basically, Rona can't crit anymore. Rona cannot crit at all. So I don't know if they updated the wording on this yet. Let me check in the codex, see if it's updated here. Let's see. No. Oh, okay, here. Okay, so they put it in the blue box. So the blue box basically says she can't crit, but she does more damage. Which is interesting. It's going to be a lot easier to build Rona now, but I don't know really what this is going to do for her, if she's going to be good enough to really be used. I mean, she is pretty niche for, like glissies. That's pretty much the only place you're really going to use her. But yeah, she's going to be a lot easier to build now. It's good for new players, I suppose, but then they swapped out Rona for Victoria, or Veronica in the new player thing, so kind of a nothing update there. Eliza got some really nice buffs, so her Bloody Roar passive now, instead of targeting 2 random enemies, will target the 2 enemies with the highest speed. So you have guaranteed, Bloody Roar effect, which is pretty good because typically in PvP, the enemies without the immunity set are typically the fastest ones. So this is really good for her. Tio got some changes, but Tio's kind of fallen off a little bit. The accessory for defenders is now a 100% chance. If you don't know which one I'm talking about, I will show you real quick. It is the Blue Gems White Ring. It is now a 100% chance to increase the priority of the caster. But they lowered the priority on it. It used to be 15%, now it's 10. It used to be 80% chance, now it's 100% chance. I'll take 100% accuracy, or chance to activate over 80 any day. Some of the characters got their base stats changed. If you want to take a look at those, I'm not going to go over everything right now, but if you want to take a look, I will put the update, the patch notes in the description so you can read all this stuff for yourself. And now the big one, okay? I'm gonna pull up the main character that was abusing the mechanic I'm about to talk about, and I think you guys already know. Evasion. Evasion got a massive nerf, like massive nerf, which I think is actually really good for the game. So prior to this update, miss hits, or damage you deal when you miss, is reduced by 75%. So basically, characters like Demiurge Stella here would rely on evasion to tank. They would basically just take no damage, because they're dodging everything. They changed that to a 50% damage reduction instead of 75%. And then on top of that, they changed the chance to miss from 70% to 25%. Your maximum chance to evade a hit now is 25%. So that means, your Demiurge Stella with 500 some odd evasion is only going to be dodging about 25% of the time now instead of 70% of the time. So that is absolutely huge. That's going to change a lot of things in PvP. It also kind of takes away some niche from characters like, I'm blanking on her name right now. Why am I blanking on her name? Cindy! So characters that buffed evasion used to be really good in PvP. They've kind of fallen off a little bit lately just because, we only have room for 4 characters on our team, and we don't always necessarily have room to fit someone like Cindy on our team. But this kind of just puts Cindy back into the ground. Yeah, because, the whole evasion buffing mechanic was really good when evasion was a thing. I mean, accuracy buffing mechanic. But, they just kind of fixed that in the game, and I think that's going to make things a little bit more enjoyable overall, especially in PvP. Now, we already talked about all the characters that are up, and the Demiurge recruit system is back. So that's the boss daily missions. This will last, I don't know, like 30 days? I mean, it says 83 days up here, but you don't get all of this free stuff. I think it's 30 days from when you first start, so make sure you guys are doing this for some free summons. If not for the summons, pick up the currency, okay? Because, what is this? Oh no! Wait, hold up. Okay, so I didn't realize they did this, but they changed the currency. So your old currency that you had saved up will still be usable, but then you get new currency. And I don't know what they're going to do with this new currency. Hopefully it just kind of stacks with the old currency, because if it leaves, that's going to be kind of scummy. And speaking of scummy, I wanted to talk about this earlier, but I just forgot. There's new tickets. They are called event tickets. I think I can find them in the Battle Pass. Let's see here. If I scroll down a little bit, yeah. So there are normal recruit tickets and special recruit tickets that are labeled event. This is kind of a dick move on their part, on the devs' part. Let me see here. There's a daily login bonus, right? So you get these event tickets. These tickets do not go towards your mileage, which is just like it's kind of scummy, honestly. Like, you know, they're celebrating their half-year anniversary, and they're doing something like this. Like, they want to give players free summons, but then we don't get the benefits of the mileage. Like, this is just really a dick move, and I don't appreciate it. Like, these could have just been just tickets, right? Like, they didn't need to separate them into event tickets. So like, if you go to the banner, you can see up here on the top that you have your event tickets and your normal tickets. I'm not sure which ones get used first. Hopefully it's the event tickets. But having that stuff not count towards mileage really sucks. And if they replace you know, the event tickets with how we were getting regular tickets, this is probably the worst move that this game has done so far. So they want to give out some free summons and stuff, and hopefully these things go away after the half-year anniversary is over and we just get back to getting regular tickets. I hope it's not a thing going forward, because it's just really a dick move not having that stuff count towards mileage. Moving on, we got some arena updates. There's going to be a new league season, and this season around, we have, instead of an HP buff, I don't know if you guys were around for the last season, but it was an HP buff. This time around, it is a effectiveness buff. So if you're looking to run a team that uses a lot of debuffs, there you go. And that is pretty much it for the update. They have some more packs in the shop, and if you guys are on Google Play Games for the PC, you get a discount. I think you can use it 3 times, but it's basically $10 off. I went and bought the Battle Pass for 99 cents with one of those coupons. So definitely take advantage of that, especially if you are a light spender. You can get some really good packs and pay like $3 total. So definitely check those out, and I think that's pretty much it as far as, you know, like the big changes, other than Eva. So they are going to be changing the character models for some characters. Eva was the first one. I like her new outfit. She looks a lot better, a lot less plain. But they're also going to be changing Kay, Tio, and Cindy. So look forward to those. Hopefully we get some snazzy new models for those characters. Could be cool. And yeah, some bug fixes. If you guys want to read those, like I said, the update patch notes are going to be in the description, and you can check out all the other updates and notices that the devs have posted, and let me know what you guys think about this update. Do you like it? Do you like where they're taking the game? Personally, I think everything's a little underwhelming. I don't like the way that they handled the ticket situation, but I do really appreciate the Evasion nerf. But those are my thoughts and opinions. Let me know yours, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.